Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. As you can see, just got the cows moved, and it's their first field of actual grass since winter. So we are done feeding hay with this group. Would have liked to have seen the grass get a little bit taller before we started rotationally grazing, but that's about as tall as it's gonna get. And we were starting to run out of hay. So anyway, starting a little bit early. Normally we get started about the middle of April. So not too far off, just a hair early. So you saw me let the herd in. And what you probably couldn't see, there was one calf. Of course, they're not electric fence trained. The cows are, the calves aren't. The calves haven't seen a hot wire since they were just born, so they forgot what it was. Had one of them run clear through the wire, got shocked, so she hopped over. And then because she was so terrified, she tried to run back to the herd, ran into the wire, and snapped the wire in one place. This post, as you can see, broke off at the ground. This fence line I set up is half O'Brien posts and the other half are these cheap ones you'd buy at the farm store. And the ones you buy at the farm store just snap anytime they have any pressure on them. Yep, he got shocked. Anyway, that's what we're hoping to see. Hoping the calves take it easy and don't just take off through this fence like the first one did. Hopefully they stick their noses to it, and that really gets them shocked. And then they learn pretty quick not to touch it ever again. So anyway, here's what they're grazing on. Fescues, I don't know, 9-10 inches tall. They've got a lot of white ladino clover, that's 6-7 inches tall. Some orchard grass in here, starting to grow. There's a little bit of brome in here. You can see some of the darker patches. And anyway, this will keep the cows and calves occupied for the next 2 days. Then I'm going to split up this field one more time, give them another 2-day paddock, and then 2 days on the far side. Then we'll kick them into that pasture and do the same thing over there. So right now, trying to buy a little bit more time so the rest of the farm can get some foot-tall grass growing before we graze. It's very refreshing to hear cows grazing again. So even though we've only been feeding hay for almost right at 4 months, seems like it's been forever. So she's getting some vetch and some fescue. Anyway, the calves in this group really looking good. I'm pleased with them. I'm hoping we can keep back a few heifers out of this group. Won't be able to keep them all because we're running out of room, but hopefully we can keep at least 10. To me, this is the fun part of raising cattle. It's not feeding hay every day or dumping grain. It's getting to do this almost every day. So out here with some of the spring calvers, and we had a cow that got sick 2 days ago. The night before she was fine. I came out the next morning to feed and she couldn't stand up. Called the vet. A couple hours later he showed up and she was standing, but didn't look good, so he treated her. He couldn't tell what was wrong. She didn't have a fever, nothing like that. Then of course the day after he treated her, she was dead. So she had this calf right here, and you can tell he's pretty skinny. He's almost a month old. But what I'm going to try to do is catch him, get him home, and finish him on the bottle. So we're going to see if he's going to cooperate, if I can get him in the corral here. Well, he didn't want to drive, so we're going to try to bring the whole herd up here and then try to get him in. Hey, 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 hey. Get up there. Hey, 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 hey. That'll work. Come on. Come on. Oh there. Hey. Hey. Can't get out of there. Hey. Here. All right, so he's loaded. Now we've got him sorted off. We're gonna move this group into that field up there, and it'll be their first pasture rotation of the year as well. Saving this whole field to hopefully let it keep growing before we move them in there. Hey, 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 hey. Nice and slow, guys. There we go. No, you don't. Go that way. There we go. Not nearly as much grass out here as there was in the other field, but it'll keep them happy for 2 or 3 days. There have been a few new calves out here, but we've slowed down quite a bit. So she had the youngest one, and really in the last 2 weeks I think we've only had 3 others. So anyway, so only a few left, and of course now we have another orphan to try to bottle feed, but I don't know, you don't look very close, that's for sure. And of course my favorite here, you've seen her calf, but she's starting to sleek off, losing some of her winter hair. Won't be long at all and these girls will be shining again. Alright, so he's had a couple hours to calm down. Now that I'm back out here, he's starting to get worked up again. But since he probably weighs 160, 170 pounds, if I try to hold him and stick a bottle in his mouth, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to try to put him in the alley at least. Never actually tried this before, so I know he's not gonna like it since his head is restrained. Come on. See if I can convince him to suck. Once I get him to swallow, he should take it, but right now I'm just letting it drain out of his mouth. It's not that bad. You're fine. See? Not that bad. Hungry, aren't you? Okay, I only made him a half a bottle because I didn't know if I'd ever get him to drink. So I'm gonna go home and get another half and see if he can finish a full bottle here. All right, guys, so you just saw him drink. This is actually day 4. First 2 days, actually the first 2 feedings, I had to put him back in the head chute and feed him that way. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th feeding, I put him back in the stock trailer because I still had it parked out here. Put him in the stock trailer so he couldn't get away from me, and I just had to force him to get used to me and not be afraid of me walking closer to him. So he's still skittish, as you can tell. I can't just walk up right next to him, but if I have a bottle, he'll eventually make his way over here, and here he comes. But sudden movements, he's still not a big fan of. He's actually made a lot of progress since I brought him home. So anyway, he's doing good. Didn't get scours or anything from switching to real milk to milk replacer, so that's a good thing. Anyway, not sure what I'm gonna do with him next. He may be going in the pen with the other bottle calf, which I have to feed right now. Anyway, I'd say this whole situation has been a success so far, and hopefully it keeps heading in that direction. So anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you all next time.